Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into episode 11, Ohm's Law. It is literally the foundational equation that governs almost every single interaction we have with electricity.
So let's kick things off with a bit of an everyday mystery, one that honestly gives you a little cognitive dissonance if you stop and think about it. You plug a tiny little phone charger into your bathroom wall socket, right? And it just quietly sips power. But then you plug a massive 1500-watt hairdryer into that exact same socket, fed by the exact same voltage from your electrical panel, and it just roars to life. It draws vastly more current. How on earth does the wall socket know to give one device a tiny trickle and the other a massive surge? You might think there's some highly complex, convoluted digital communication happening between the appliance and the wall, but there isn't. The answer is actually remarkably elegant. It all boils down to a simple mathematical ratio that literally every single electrician and engineer on the planet memorizes on day one. It's just one single, incredibly powerful rule that perfectly solves our hairdryer mystery. Okay, let's get right into it. Here is the golden rule, Ohm's law. It simply states that voltage equals current multiplied by resistance. V equals I times R. In practical terms, this tells us that the current flowing through any conductor is directly proportional to the voltage applied across it and inversely proportional to its resistance. That little equation right there, that is the absolute master key to understanding electrical engineering. But let's translate those abstract variables into something you can actually visualize. Think of voltage as the push. It's the underlying pressure that's forcing the electrical charge to move. Resistance? Well, that's the fight. It's the inherent physical property of the material that's pushing back and slowing things down. And current? Current is simply the result. It's the actual flow of charge that manages to make it through all that fight. And you can see exactly how these variables play together. If we crank up the push or drop the resistance, boom, we get a massive flow of current. But if we keep the push exactly the same, kind of like your standard wall socket, and we plug in a device with high resistance, well, that flow drops to a mere trickle. And actually, this is exactly why the hairdryer and the phone charger behave so incredibly differently. The hairdryer has very low internal resistance to allow for a massive flow, while the phone charger has high resistance to restrict it to that tiny trickle. But hey, theory is only as good as its application, right? So let's throw some concrete numbers at this and see the math in action using a standard 12-volt circuit. Walk with me through the math here for a second. In our first scenario, we've got a 12-volt push going up against 4 ohms of resistance. According to our trusty equation, 12 divided by 4 means this circuit is going to draw exactly 3 amps of current. It's perfectly balanced. But the really crucial point happens when we tweak just one of those variables. If we take that exact same 12-volt push, but we swap out the component to bump the resistance from 4 ohms up to 6 ohms, look at what happens to the current. It immediately drops from 3 amps down to 2 amps. We have the exact same push, but because there's more resistance fighting it, we just get less flow. So I've got to ask you a direct question. Why does this actually matter for real-world circuit design? I mean, it's fun to map out math problems on paper, sure, but how does this pure mathematics connect back to, say, the physical safety of your home, or even the device you're using to watch this very explainer? Well, the stakes are incredibly real. When you push way too much current through too little resistance, the byproduct is dangerous heat. This single equation dictates exactly how we prevent fires. It's the reason why circuit breakers snap open if V equals I times R gets out of balance. It's why high-powered appliances absolutely require thick, low-resistance cords. And it's why those tiny LED lights need specific resistors, so they don't just instantly burn out. When you really step back and look at the big picture, the scale of this is just amazing. Every single electrical circuit humanity has ever built, from the tiniest microscopic chip inside your phone charger all the way up to the sprawling, continent-spanning high-voltage power grid, is fundamentally designed around managing this exact relationship, V equals I times R. It's completely universal. But, and this is a really important realization, we do have a limitation here. Ohm's law, exactly as we've just explored it, works absolutely perfectly when you're analyzing a single, isolated component. But the real world is messy. The device you're using right now doesn't just have one resistor or one flow of current. Real circuits have dozens, thousands, or even billions of interconnected components, all branching off in entirely different directions. Which brings us to a final thought, and exactly what I want you to chew on as we wrap things up today. If Ohm's law governs the single component, how do current and voltage behave when they're navigating across massive, interconnected electrical networks? Like if the current suddenly splits into 3 different pathways, what happens to the push and the flow? That is the next level of the electrical puzzle. And actually, it requires us to step beyond Ohm and into the brilliant mind of Gustav Kirchhoff, specifically Kirchhoff's voltage law, which we are going to tackle next time. Until then, keep questioning how the world works, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.